Honorable Gibson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like everybody present to know, to be the first to hear that I've changed my mind. I hadn't realized how kind my friends were and how they really wanted me to stay. So I'm now seriously reconsidering and staying here for another 16 years. I may say that this debate certainly beats the debate last year when I was censured by the House for reprehensible conduct towards the President. I said then and afterwards, politics in South Africa is so interesting. President Mbeki, on the advice of the Honourable Minister of Foreign Affairs, has nominated me as South Africa's ambassador to Thailand. It says a lot for both of them that they're prepared to honour a DA loyalist and a strong Helen Zille supporter in this way. That they trust me to represent our country sends out a strong message that our democracy includes us all, exactly as the Chief Whip has just said. I entered politics when I was 8 years old in 1950. I disliked the policies of that government and I fought them for the next 50 years. In 1965, I contested and lost the Brakpan constituency, and a newspaper then described me as die politieke kuiken van die Goudstad. Some would say 42 years later that the political chicken has become a rather tough old rooster. I lost elections in 1967, 77 and 87, but won in 70, 72, 74, 77, 81, 91, 94, 99 and 2004. How's that? I had 16 years in provincial government, 5 in local government and 16 in parliament. I have tried never to forget the words Umuntu, Ngumuntu, Gabantu. I am what I am because of other people. In 1970, I met a young woman called Pam Donald who honoured me by marrying me on the 16th of October, 1971. She's sitting in the gallery today on our 36th wedding anniversary. Next to her is our son Donald. He inherited my good looks and my hairdo. The two people who mean most to me in the world are with me as always. Pam has been my partner through all the triumphs and all the setbacks, always there for me when I really needed her. I thank her today for those 36 years. Winning elections is nicer than losing them. I lost in 1977 partly because my opponent claimed that if I won, black people would be allowed to swim in the Benoni swimming pool. What a horrifying thought that was. I spectacularly lost a parliamentary election in Besaidenout in 1987. Happily, that was my last loss. The PFP of those days wanted a national convention. We said only a non-racial democracy, universal franchise, and a Bill of Rights in a constitution to be negotiated by the representatives of all South Africans would bring peace. That message was rejected by most of the voters, and we lost many seats around the country. One of the wonders of the world is that the political climate changed so quickly and so peacefully as people came to accept the political truths and the political realities of our country. Today, there are very few South Africans of whatever political view who would want to go back to the apartheid past. Madam Speaker, what an adventure it's been. From the early 1950s onwards, I saw all of the steps that were taken as apartheid took hold. As a public representative, for most of the past 37 years, I was able to help in a small way to dismantle that edifice and move our country to a more normal society. I was part of the peace process and also at Cadessa. I was part of the negotiations for the final constitution, and I've served in each of the democratic parliaments that followed the advent of democracy. While my contribution might have been modest, I feel that I can claim to be a co-father of our new South Africa and of this democratic parliament. There are some wonderful people in and around this place, and I cannot possibly name them all. I do not want to wreck the careers of ANC MPs by mentioning those who are my friends. There are 4 people on my side that I want to mention, and they're my own comrades. Tony Leon, who was my leader for 13 years. My dear friend Mike Ellis, who's been with me in every fight for all of those years. My successor, Ian Davidson, who's doing so well as Chief Whip. And then Joe Seremani, the gentleman of politics in South Africa. There are then other people like Freni Janwala, Casper Handik, and Kamal Mansoura sitting behind, who must be singled out from the numerous presiding officers and officials who've served us so diligently over all the years. I think of all the table staff, the policemen, the caterers, the staff in the parliamentary bars in particular, and so many others who've been kind to me. My secretary, Riley Wakeford, and our whole parliamentary and political staff all deserve thanks. I've served on many portfolio committees. 2 that stick in my mind are Justice under the Honourable Johnny De Lange and Foreign Affairs under the Honourable Job Sitole, both of whom became valued friends. I regret leaving the hard-working Finance Committee under the Honourable Nhlanhla Nene after such a short stay. The voters do not realise the calibre of many MPs, or that apart from the political grandstanding and the crossfire between parties, as well as the sincerely held differences of opinion, there's generally a very good relationship between people on both sides of this House. What a wonderful and fulfilling journey it has been. It has provided memories that no one can ever take from me. I've had a great life in politics. From being a fight-back politician of the robust school, I shall now have to learn to behave myself as a good diplomat should. While I'm a little sad about leaving the National Assembly and politics and the people who've been so important in my life for so many years, I'm determined to live up to the great opportunity that has been given to me to serve our country and our people. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you personally, Madam Speaker, for your kindness and courtesy to me, and to all my friends for their kind words about me, and for this opportunity to say farewell to the National Assembly. I'm profoundly grateful to the voters and to my party for allowing me to serve them for so many years. I shall miss you all. God bless this House, our country, and all of our people.
Honourable members, I wish to take this opportunity just to say a word, because I don't think one could add to the many words that have been said here today in tribute to the Honourable Gibson. Simply to say that one should, of course, congratulate your wife on this special day, which is your 36th anniversary, for having married you and kept you on course. I'm quite sure in many ways that we will never know until you write the book about the story of your life, which I'm sure will be an interesting one. Congratulations to your family, your son included, for having been there for you, because you wouldn't have had the energy you had to do some of the things you did from this podium. I remember you and your finger. Now you are taking it to a place where you can't quite use it that way. Except, of course, if you decide that one of your earliest engagements when you get there is to go to Myanmar and try and engage with those people. But please try and find the Buddhists, the Buddhist monks, because we don't know what happened to them. But on a serious note, just to use the opportunity also on behalf of the Deputy Speaker and myself and all the presiding officers, to congratulate you, to thank you for the contributions you made in this House, whether you were angry or making jokes, but everything somebody says adds something. Whether it is said in what other people take as negatively, but they make us think. Those things that you say make us think. So we thank you for your contribution, and we thank you for having accepted the deployment to go and continue to serve the country outside South Africa. And good luck. We trust that you will do your best, as you've always done, to your mandate. Honorable members, that concludes the debate. I take it that the House is in unanimous agreement to the motion.